Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
All right, it's Monday, and we're back in the studio after being on the road for not quite a full week. We were gone for 4 days solid, basically. But we are back in the studio now, and we are happy to be here. I hope you guys enjoyed last week. Hope you got something out of it. And if you're listening now and you're like, well, what happened last week? Well, go back and re-listen to the shows, and then you'll know.
We got tons of good feedback about last week, and I kind of knew it was kind of like an open door into Professor Paul's soul.
Well, I mean, that's what I do. If you wondered, like, what is it like to take training from us, that's what it's like. It's kind of like that. We put, I don't know, I guess 1,000+ miles or so under our wheels. Last week we drove from Biloxi all the way up to Memphis, Tennessee to visit our friend E.J. Owens, and back again in the rain and the nastiness. And to all of you who are dealing with the floodwaters, good luck, and we hope the best for all of you because we're dealing with it as well. Did you hear it last night, Jared? It was just, it woke me up. It was coming down so hard. I was sleeping actually in the studio last night.
When I woke up this morning, it was pouring.
It's good sleeping weather. It's good sleeping weather. As long as you know that you're not going to wake up like ankle deep in water, it's good sleeping weather.
It kind of took me. That's why it took me so long to get in this morning, because I opened up my laptop, started doing support emails, because I just laid in bed and did. I was talking to you guys while I was laying in bed.
Oh well, good job. Good job. Well, all right. Thank you very much to our friends at Brownells, Brownells at Brownells.com. Thank you to those guys for being sponsors of the show. And while you're poking around on Brownells.com, don't forget to pick yourself up some Frog Lube. It just works. It's green. It's minty fresh. Put on your guns, your knives, your steel drums, your hinges, whatever. I don't care. You're an adult. Do whatever you want. Sometimes you got to Frog Lube your sword. That's just the way it is. Duracoat, because life is too short to have an ugly gun. Now, we've got a special new update song for you, and I've decided, because I'm in charge here, that every time we talk about the following subject, we're going to use this theme.
Take it away, Farrell.
That's our new E.J. Owens theme song. That's right. That's our E.J. Owens update music. And whenever you hear that, you think, they're going to talk about E.J. Owens. We went up to visit our friend E.J. E.J., as many of you know, is the brains. He is the HMFIC at legallyconcealed.org and the Sheepdog Society. And now he is the host of the E.J. Owens Show. Now, the E.J. Owens Show has been on the regular standard airwaves for a while now, but has not been available worldwide via iTunes or Stitcher or Podcast Republic or whatever the favorite app it is that you listen to radio on your phone. It wasn't there. Well, it's going to be. As a matter of fact, as you listen to this, how long does it take for iTunes approval process usually, Jared?
7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days.
3 to 10 days, I mean.
3 to 10 days, depending on how busy they are.
I would plan on 7. To 10, yeah. So right now, as you're listening to this, I already have an email in my inbox from Google Play that says it's approved on there. So if you use Google Play Music, you can get his podcast now on Google Play Podcast. And I'm not even really sure how to use that because I don't use Google Play. But I'm sure that
are we on Google Play Podcast?
Yeah. If you go to Google Play Podcast and you search E.J. Owens or the E.J. Owens Show, then it'll come up.
Wow, that is cool. You are a ninja.
And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe to Student of the Gun.
Well, yeah, duh. Oh.
Yeah.
If that's your bag.
Yeah.
if that's your bag, man, you can do that. Yes, Jared did sit in the studio. We were at the official E.J. Owens Show radio studios. We actually have a couple of pictures of that. E.J. has a soundstage in Memphis for his video productions, and he also has a radio studio and in offices and all that jazz there. So that's where we were. E.J.'s a fantastic dude. He is a good friend of mine and Jared's. And hello to everyone in the greater Memphis area.
His family is awesome.
And his family's wonderful. They're just too wonderful. And I don't know if Jen is listening to us yet. If Jen listens to the Student of the Gun Show. If she doesn't, shame on her. She's wrong, and let's hope that she fixes herself.
Well, if she does, congratulations.
Yeah. I don't know if EJ does either. He's a busy man. He doesn't have time to be listening to me. He's got stuff to do. He's got all that legally concealed sheepdog stuff that he needs to do. And
he could listen to us in his shop while he's packing orders.
That is true.
You know what?
While he's overseeing the order shipping,
yeah,
he could be listening to us.
Yeah.
That's true. And you know what he would probably say? He'd probably say, well, what time does the show come on?
No. He understands.
Well, we used to have to do that with his show. What time does your show come on?
Yep.
What time do I have to be sitting by the Marconi radio set to listen to it? No. So if you're not paying attention, if you're not hip, if you're not down with the legally concealed or the E.J. Owens Show, you can go to it's super retarded simple, right? The EJOwensShow.com.
Yes.
Okay. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Go
and
there.
You can branch out from there. Right now,
there's a subscribe button or
if you use iTunes or whatever, if you can't get the podcast right now on your podcast app, you go to the EJOwensShow.com, and there are 13 episodes available right now. Now, those first 13 episodes will have ads in them because he took them. He already ran those. They were already on the radio, so they're going to have ads. But after that, stick with him for at least 14 episodes because the 14th episode will not have ads in it.
All right, then. Now, what did you guys do in Memphis, you might be asking yourself? Well, we actually had kind of a mastermind, a mini mastermind session between the three of us. And I've got multiple pages of notes, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at them right now. On the front, on the back, on the side, in pencil and pen. And took lots and lots of notes because we have fresh inspiration for new products. We're actually going to be doing some collaboration with EJ in the very near future. He, as in Legally Concealed, has some fantastic products coming out that you, as students of the gun, are going to want to hear about. We collaborated. We did kind of a little brain trust, and we came up with an idea for a new physical product, which we will be launching very, very soon, and several digital educational products that we are currently laying out. I've got the raw notes for them. Those are going to be coming too. So it was a very, very productive, it was an extremely productive trip. And kind of relaxing too. I mean, we worked during the day. There was a lot of brain power going on. Jared was over there sweating behind the keyboard. I brought him water and food, and I wouldn't let him leave.
He slid the food under the door.
I gave him a coffee can, said, here, if you need to go to the bathroom, just use this. And,
It was a big coffee can, though, so that was nice of him. It was like a 5-pound coffee can. And the good thing is that EJ has like a little sliding window right there behind the computer monitor, so I could slide open the window, grab my water, because it wouldn't fit under the door.
Yeah.
So it was very nice of them to let me eat some food.
And in the evening, we would open the door and let them out.
Yeah.
So there's that. Pay close attention. There's much coming. I'm trying to think of. Well, Jared, and for those of you who aren't grad program members, Jared went to visited a foreign gym.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, and on Wednesday,
lots of fodder for Wednesday.
Yeah, on Wednesday he's going to be talking about his experience at a foreign gym and what that was all about. But it is Monday, and because it's Monday on the Student of the Gun Radio Show, that means it's time for our SWAT Fuel. Oh, do we need to do the Alex talk before that, or do you want to do it after?
Alex talk.
Yeah, the little.
Oh yeah.
You want to go ahead and do it after?
Yeah, we'll just do it after.
Okay. It's Monday, so we have our SWAT Fuel Warrior of the Week. And if you want to be the Warrior of the Week, it's super simple. Just download the mobile app, And on the mobile app, there's a little button that says Call Us. And you tap it, and it opens, and it says Warrior of the Week question. And you call us. And you leave a well-rehearsed question. And if we answer your question on the radio, guess what? You will be the proud recipient of a free complimentary bottle of 9mm Plus P. 9mm Plus P for sharper minds and stronger bodies. Jared, now tell our winner what they need to do to get their free Plus P.
If you hear your name, if you hear your question played here in about, 30 seconds, then I need you to email Alex, that's ALEX, at studentofthegun.com. Email her with your name, your mailing address, your phone number, your email, and she's going to take that information, give it to SWAT Fuel. SWAT Fuel will send you your 9mm Plus P for free. So how righteous is that?
Hi, guys. This is Jeff from deepest, darkest California. Yes, believe it or not, you have some slave state SOTG listeners yearning to be free. My question is about laser training systems for dry fire practice. Do you have any opinions on these systems generally as a practice aid? And if so, do you have any recommendations about which ones are the most reliable, the most robust, and so forth? Specifically, I'm most interested in systems that would allow me to use my CCW firearms rather than a dedicated blue gun system. Thank you.
All right, congratulations and salutations to all the tax slaves living in the People's Republic of California. Excellent question, and do we have opinions about lasers for training? Absolutely, I do, and thank you for asking. The one that we've had the greatest success with, that I've had the greatest success with, is Crimson Trace products. I've used a lot of different laser products over the years. Some of them are really more akin to toys than they are to practical tools. If you go way back, like 10, 15 years, even 20 years, you would find laser modules that had wires sticking off of them and, screws and what have you. You had to, like, take a Phillips head screw and attach it to, and a lot of that kind of nonsense. And what Crimson Trace does is they make some quality products that are for your fighting gun. Now, I'm going to caution you, if you have a laser on your firearm and you want to practice with it, you need to be cautious so as to not develop bad habits. Well, what do you mean, Paul? Well, I mean exactly this. Folks will point the laser at the wall and then they'll snap the trigger and the laser dances around. Often you will have the old school hardcore instructors that will shy away from, or they will discourage the use of lasers because they say that it teaches people bad habits. And one of the bad habits is people will use them as laser pointers, and they'll play with them. They are not toys. That is a firearm attached to that. It is not a flea market laser pointer that you use for your cat. And it's like attaching a flashlight to a gun.
So you're saying that if you were teaching a class, you wouldn't skin out your Roscoe to point the laser at the board to
use
circle what you're talking about?
No, I would not recommend that.
Okay.
Now, lasers are used to indicate targets by the military. To use a laser for practice, it's really not all that difficult. You're basically dry firing, clear the gun, make sure there's no live ammunition where you can reach it, pull the gun out, point it into an object that would absorb a bullet if it were to go bang, and then slowly and meticulously work the trigger and watch the laser dot. If the laser dot stays relatively still, you're good to go. If it looks like you're having a spasm and it's jumping up and down, well, what do you know? You know that you need to work on your trigger press. A lot of people with brand new lasers, they'll go out to the range and they're like, man, the laser's jumping all over the place. It's moving all up and down and it's constantly in motion. Yeah, you know why? Because the gun that you're holding is constantly in motion. But you never noticed it before until you attached a red or a green laser to it. So, yes, I do believe in using lasers, and I think that they can be a very valuable training aid if you use them correctly. And the product that I use the most, I know there are other products out there that are high quality, but the one I have the most experience with is the Crimson Trace laser product. Thank you for such a good question, and don't forget to follow the instructions that Jared gave you so you can get your free 9mm plus P.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a free training video series called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. We want you to have access to this life-saving information. Get instant access now at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of those questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Das geht an die Oma des letzten Propheten Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ich bin Allah so dankbar, ein Muslim sein zu dürfen. Das geht an die Oma, wir sind die Oma. Check das aus. Bismillah. Islam ist die Wahrheit.
You know what, Jared? I wish that we could go a full week, a month. Is that too much of a pipe dream to have to ask to go one full entire month without the death cult of Islam acting up?
No, I mean, that's not too much to ask. Or is it?
Or is it? I think in the world that we live in today, I think it's just too much to ask. They just can't behave themselves. So this story comes to us from the dailymail.com.uk. And don't we love the Daily Mail's SEO titles?
Yes.
Their story titles are 27 words long. And the title of this story from the Daily Mail is Father is Hospitalized by, quote, Sharia Patrol in Austria after he told them to stop threatening his wife and daughter for not being properly dressed as fears of no-go areas in Vienna, or fears rise of no-go areas in Vienna. Whew. Wow.
I'm actually not sure why they make it that long.
Thank you, Internet, for the 27-word titles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It can't be SEO because the search engines stop crawling after so many characters.
Really? So,
Maybe they start running. They move from crawling to running.
Maybe they do.
I don't know. Any SEO experts out there, contact me.
There you go.
I could use your help.
So, stories by Jennifer Newton for Mail Online. Self-styled Sharia patrols have reportedly been visiting bars in Vienna. They go around making sure Chechen women are dressed appropriately. One man tried to stop a patrol from hassling his Chechen wife and daughter, but after stepping in, they attacked him, and he had to be taken to the hospital. Now, am I reading this wrong? Now, Sharia, that's part of the orders of the death cult, right? That has to do with the death cult known as Islam. So, now, what have we been told by the American media and the Hollywood left? That Islam is the religion of what? Of
peace.
Goat fornication? Oh, peace.
Well, that too.
Oh, okay. So, in the religion of peace, they have decided to form their own self-styled patrols to make sure that the people are acting accordingly. And if they catch you not acting accordingly, apparently what they will do is they will exercise peace by beating you viciously on the street. Austria fears parts of Vienna are becoming no-go areas after father was attacked by a Sharia patrol when he told them to stop threatening his wife and his daughter. As various factions of migrants stake claims to territory in the city, it has been reported that the self-styled Sharia patrols have been visiting clubs and bars in the Millennium City area to make sure Chechen women are properly dressed and acting appropriately according to the tenets of the death cult. However, when one Austrian man tried to step in, the patrol, they beat him and he ended up being hospitalized. This incident came as violence across Vienna at the weekend, escalated this weekend. More than 50 young men from Afghan and Chechen communities clashed in the city center. Oh, the gang had attacked each other with planks of wood, iron bars, and knives. 2 are reportedly in intensive care as we speak. So, is that not wonderful? Does it not warm your heart to know that the religion of peace and brotherly love is taking to the streets of Vienna with planks of wood, iron bars, and knives? How wonderful.
Down here it says, they start talking about migrants, and it says an estimated 13,000 to 14,000 people waited at Greece's border with Macedonia on Monday. Greece's border with Macedonia on Monday, hoping desperately to be allowed across.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so,
why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Ponder this. 13,000 to 14,000 people. So, well, let's just say half of those are children, which is probably not true, but let's say half. 6,500 to 7,000 people. If those people, instead of standing there waiting to be allowed to cross, fought back against the reason that they are fleeing, do you think that they could take it back?
Oh, you mean that people are supposed to fight for their own countries and their own...
What? So if you're not willing to fight for your country, fight where you live, to basically, if you're willing to allow other people to just push you away, where do you draw the line?
Now, Jared, why would it be that would happen? Why do people have to flee their countries? Why do they flee to the United States? Why aren't people fleeing the United States to Chechnya? I mean, it's terrible here, right? And we're all racists and xenophobes and mean people.
Yeah. Because Chechnya doesn't give you free stuff.
Oh, that's true. They don't have a big line that you can get in to receive free stuff in Chechnya. So, well, the Religion of Peace update. Oh, it's not over. Oh, no. So that's Vienna, Austria, where I have visited. I've stayed at the Hotel Sacher Wien, where they put dark chocolate on your pillow each evening before you, when the maid service comes in. Hajj go on killing spree to honor Joe Biden. Now, we got a story here, and this is from the left-wing communist lunatic news service, also known as Yahoo News. Palestinian attacks kill American student, wound 12 Israelis. What? Now, hang on now. I thought the Palestinians were the oppressed victims. Maybe I am mistaken. Jerusalem, Associated Press. Palestinian attackers unleashed a series of shooting and stabbing assaults on Israelis on Tuesday, and this is Tuesday last, including a stabbing spree in an ancient Mediterranean port city, in the ancient Mediterranean port city of Jaffa, that killed an American student near where Vice President Joe Biden was meeting with Israel's former president, police said. The Jaffa assault came as Biden arrived on a 2-day visit as part of a regional tour of the Mid-East, or the Middle Earth, depending on who you talk to. He is also to meet with both Israeli and Palestinian leaders, and there have been speculations he would try to revive the moribund Israeli-Palestinian peace talks. So, if you are a lunatic who has been breeding with your first cousins for about 7 centuries now, and someone arrives to broker a peace talk, what you do in order to get the peace talks really ginned up and revving is you go out and you randomly attack people all over the country. Didn't that sound right, Jared? I mean, if you're a member of the 7th century death cult that breeds with its cousins, so your way of expressing Jared, do you suppose that this is their way of expressing their desire for peace was through killing American students and stabbing people and shooting people all over Israel?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. And all of you I I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid that America has become Islamophobic. And that's just terrible. Everywhere we look, there's Islamophobia. Why would you be afraid of the death cultist who's, in their desire for peace talks, go out all over the country and start shooting and stabbing people? Why would anyone be apprehensive about that? Well, because they're obviously racists. I mean, if you don't embrace this, matter of fact, I'm probably a xenophobe for pointing this out. The bloodshed, mainly stabbings, but also shootings and car ramming attacks, has killed 28 Israelis. During the same time, at least 126. Oh, here we go. Thank you. What did I say about this being the left-wing lunatic news service, also known as Yahoo News? They're like, oh, but during the same time, 176 Palestinians were killed by Israeli fire. You mean that the Israeli soldiers killed the terrorists? Apparently, when people are attacking you and then you kill them back, they become victims. Okay, now I get it. I guess I get it. That's how we record news today in America. Oh, my goodness. So
here it says Biden condemned in the strongest possible terms the brutal attack which occurred in Jaffa. Did he actually?
Did he condemned
the strongest possible terms.
What are the strongest possible terms? Because I guarantee you that the condemnation in the strongest possible terms comes more from this black carbon steel microphone than it does from his politician mouth.
Yeah. Condemnation in the strongest possible terms.
What were those? I'm curious.
He expressed his sorrow at the tragic loss of American life and offered his condolences to the family of the American citizen murdered in the attack.
And then tomorrow, he will come out and speak of the dangers of Islamophobia and how these women and children are just asylum seekers and we need to let them all into our country. Yeah. Right. Really? Is that really what we need to let happen? I don't know. You know what, Jared? What the Israelis need to do, if they're serious about dealing with this terrorism problem, well, they need to get some advice from Uncle Joe. Don't you think Uncle Joe has some advice for them? And how to deal with, he told America how to deal with burglars and bad guys and scary people. What do you do? Are you there with me?
Are you talking to me? I was reading.
I said Jared, but it might be the other Jared. Is there another Jared in the house? All right. What do you do? What does Joe Biden advise us to do if we're scared?
Oh, to blast two in the air.
That's right. Blast. He needs to go and give maybe the IDF, he could do a seminar for the Israeli Defense Force. He could sit down with them and say, you guys need to do like I told Jill. If you get scared and you think there's a bad person out there, you just take your shotgun and you go out and you blast two in the air and they'll run away. Woo-ha! That's what they need to do. Apparently, I know what the problem is in Israel. I've figured it out. There are apparently not enough double-barreled shotguns in Israel to go around. So if we want to help broker a peace accord, I think that we need to go ahead and we could start a program like Hands Across America or CARE or Feed the World.
We need to not start anything else new.
Feed the World. We're going to do shotguns for Israel.
Yeah.
Blasters for Israel. That's when you need it. Blasters for Jews. We know what the Magna Carta says. We don't want to get into that right now. Well, out of all of this psychotic religion of peace, death cult nonsense, we do have something positive to report, and I'm pretty happy to do it. That's why I say amen, I shot. Well, this wasn't a shot, it was a stab. But we say, hey man, nice stab. And thank you, Filter, for the the Go Team update.
Huevos Grande.
Yes, I was just thinking Huevos Grande. This is from thedailycaller.com.
I like big eggs. Better than small eggs. Although I don't like the yolks. The yolks are not as good. So,
Israeli stabbing victim pulls knife from own neck, kills terrorist with it. If that doesn't just warm your heart, I don't know what does. An Israeli man attacked by a Palestinian Tuesday allegedly, well, we've seen this story about 20 times, so I don't know why they feel the need to put allegedly in there. God, we're so weak. Pulled the knife from...
They called him a terrorist, though.
An Israeli man attacked by a Palestinian Tuesday allegedly pulled his assailant's knife from his own neck and then proceeded to kill the attacker. Woo!
What was your morning mindset last Friday at 10 a.m. on Facebook? You talked about doing doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, do the work.
He
do what needs to be done.
He had discipline.
The 40-year-old Israeli was apparently collecting money for charity at a store in the suburb of Petah Tikva at the time he was assaulted. After receiving several wounds to the neck and upper body in what police described as a frenzied attack, he removed the attacker's knife from his own body and then, together with the store owner, used the knife on the attacker. Hey, turnabout is fair play, you know. The man is currently hospitalized, that is the original Israeli victim of the attack, and in moderate condition. The store owner received no injuries. The Israeli police confirmed that the incident was a terrorist attack, countering earlier reports that it may have been a result of an altercation. Nati Ostri, a paramedic who helped treat the victim, said he found he was found on the floor after the store and being transferred to a local hospital. Okay, cool. Together with other volunteers of the Ambucycle unit of the United Hatzalah we treated the victim utilizing first aid treatment. That actually is the best way for first aid providers to treat victims, is with first aid treatment. Following which he was taken to the hospital, yada yada, that's all fun. The incident is one of a slew of Palestinian terror attacks that occurred throughout Israel on Tuesday while Joe Biden was visiting. Do you think that maybe Joe Biden is the cause of terrorism nationwide?
You know what it is? I think that he tried to discount their attack with a video. He tried to blame the video, and they didn't want that. They wanted it to be recognized as their attack.
Yeah.
So now they're mad at Joe.
We should have checked YouTube, though.
Can I call him Joe?
Joe, Uncle Joe.
JB. I call him
Crazy
JB.
Uncle Joe. Crazy Uncle Joe. Blast 2 in the air, Uncle Joe. Yeah. Maybe, it's a good thing that that this 40-year-old Israeli didn't take the professional advice of American security consultants and law enforcement officers, which is to what? If you're ever confronted by a violent attacker, don't fight back. Look at the ground. Attempt to be a good witness. It's not worth it. Well, thank the Lord that this guy did not listen to the advice of the experts. And what we say is, hey, man, nice shot. Or stab, as the case may be. Good job. Huevos Grande. Turn the tables. All right, it is, it's Monday. We're just getting started here on Student of the Gun Radio. And what do we got for you tomorrow? I don't know. Whatever I feel like talking about.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for joining us today. We hope that you appreciated the show. We hope you enjoyed last week's show. If you didn't, I don't know. If you didn't listen to them, go back and listen. And make sure that you do our good buddy E.J. Owens, do him a solid. Do him a favor. If you looking for something to listen to this week, go and find the E.J. Owens Show on whatever it is you happen to be listening to your podcast radio on, whatever.
Leave him a comment. Let him know that
That's
you're
right. Leave him a comment. Oh, and also I wanted to thank you. Yes, you sitting out there. Thank you for thanking all of our sponsors. Century Arms, sweetest smelling arms maker in America. SWAT Fuel, Brownells, Frog Lube, Duracoat. Who else, Jared? Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, Crossbreed Holsters, duh. Carrying a gun? If you're not, you should be. Go to crossbreedholsters.com. And, of course, our favorite quiet company, silencershop.com. Thank you very much for thanking them and letting them know that if it wasn't for them, there would be no Student of the Gun Radio with black carbon steel microphones. All right, cats and kittens and children of all ages, that's it. Go forth and conquer.